Today, to continue the Guru Yoga, this thing, and I think the first day we were talking quite much about the Guru, and the second day we were touching a little bit the quality of the disciples and students, and now this ongoing about the disciples, which actually means our own quality needs to be watched out. Not only the quality of the Guru, but you have to watch out your own quality, and your own quality needs to be regenerated, designed, and everything by ourselves. It is very important. Otherwise, we feel that we are okay, as I said yesterday. We were always feeling that we are pretty much okay, but we are not okay. We are sort of like ruined. We are sort of broken. We are very much like not in order. So that's the reason why it needs to be repaired, and it needs to be sort of urgently sort of needs to be repaired. That is the reason why the dharma. Buddha Dharma, we call it Buddha Dharma. The Dharma, if you translate this directly from the Sanskrit to our own human language, it is Dharma actually means a workshop or repairment, restoration. So we have to restore our mind, because our mind is totally broken, totally ruined. That's the reason mind needs to be restored. So this is the reason why we say the Dharma is very badly needed. Otherwise, the Dharma. Of course, it's just one of the extra headache. So it's not very important. Practicing Dharma is not very important. I mean, to my understanding, doing all sorts of different things. What is the point? You just don't do anything. Better not to do anything anyway. Just to enjoy whatever it is there. That's it. Eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say, and enjoy yourself. And then that's it. Pass the time, kill the time. That's all. Why? What is the reason? Why? Why do we want to sort of take our time to do so-called Buddha Dharma practice or something? There's not much of point. If there is no, there's no need, there's no need, or there's no sort of urgent for the benefiting ourselves. What is the point of doing Dharma? There's no need. Mahayana practice nonsense, but the Hinayana practices are nonsense. Vajrayana practices are even more nonsense. It's just a nonsense. There's no much of point. No much of point of building a temple. No much of point of building a nunnery, monastery, temple, shrine, and all these things. Not much of point to have anything, these kind of things to be done. Nothing. And the chanting, why chanting? No need. Why meditation? No need, Why recitation? No need. Nothing. No yoga? No need. Yoga is no needed. Not needed anything. But these things are needed. Why? Because the mind is broken. So therefore mind needs to be repaired. So therefore we need to have many different sorts of practices. Because many sorts of difficulties we had in our mind. Many sorts of difficulties. Many sorts of errors, So therefore it needs to have lots of different therapies. Not only the meditation, but different sorts of therapies. Thousands of different sorts of therapies we have to go through. So therefore, the Buddha Dharma is very, very important, Dharma. But Dharma is not only one. Of course, there are a group of meditation. There are a group of yoga group. There are a group of chanting mantras and chanting ritual practices. There are a group of doing all sorts of different Dharma practices. But all of them are equally benefiting our own mind, which has been broken already for many eons, many years, many ages, I would say, many lives. We have, with our mind has been broken anyway. So therefore, we need to really be very, very concentrating in Dharma practice. That is the reason why I would say that, in Guru Yoga, one of the most important is to watch our own mind. What is the quality of ourself? Even though we think we are not so bad, but I don't know. Who knows, Maybe we are very, very, very bad. Mostly likely so. That we are very bad. We are in a very bad situation. But ego says, no, we are okay. Why? Because ego wants us to be lazy. Ego wants us to be lazy. Ego wants us to be, ignorant. Ego wants us to be arrogant. Ego always wants us to be the opposite of the true Dharma. Ego is really the, I would say that the opposition to Dharma. Very much the opposition to Dharma. Therefore, ego always say, no, you are quite okay. You are quite okay. Don't worry. There's no hurry to practice Dharma. You are okay, or you are pretty good. If not excellent, but you are pretty good. So therefore, we always have a tendency to listen to the ego. Always. Whatever ego says, we listen. There is no wisdom voice that is coming in our head. Our head, there's no wisdom voice. The voice that we can hear in our head is all our egoistic voice, if you like. It is just an ego voice, ego language. So ego language always says, okay, you're okay. Don't you ever worry. You're okay. You're doing pretty good what you did. For example, you steal something yesterday, or you steal means you steal very, something from somebody else yesterday. But the ego will say, yes, well done. You have done it. Very good. That is something that you need to do it. This is something, stealing is very good. Why? Because you don't have to invest anything. You had mind, you had the money. So that's very good. Without investing anything, you get a lot of money. So you maybe yesterday you steal, I don't know, 1 kilos of gold. So well done, good boy, good girl, because you didn't have to pay anything. This is a free gift. That's a great thing you have done. What's wrong? What's wrong with it? It's great, Don't tell anybody though. That's it, Don't next time, few months after, you can sell it. You can make fortunes out of it. Enjoy yourself. That's it. So this is ego language. And you listen to that ego's language. So then you will be very happy. You always say, yes, even if you steal, you don't feel you are okay, you have done something wrong. So you are always okay. If you steal, you're okay. If you kill, you're okay, There are many people killing, a lot of people, a lot of human beings also. Not only the animals, but the human beings also. But their ego says, okay, perfectly okay. You can bomb the bus, you can bomb aircraft, you can bomb buildings, high-rising buildings. You can kill thousands of people at one go. Well done, you have done such a great job. The ego says that way. In the name of religion, in the name of different sorts of belief. So you have done such a great job according to your ego. Such a great job, The more people you kill, the more better job that you have done. So everything is, ego language is always like that, So, killing, stealing, eating meat, drinking alcohol, all sorts of bad things. You have done such a great job. Thumbs up. Drink more. Eat more, kill more, steal more, This is the ego language. And we as a human being, we always listen to this inner voice, not the wisdom voice. Wisdom voice is hardly there anyway, because we have no wisdom. We have no wisdom recognized. I'm not saying that the wisdom is not there. Primordially we are there. Our wisdom is there. But this is not recognized. As I said yesterday, it is very much buried under layers of ignorance, layers of afflictive emotions. So therefore, we can't really reveal it. We can't really experience it. So we normally can say that we have no wisdom. You can say that in a short form. You can say we have no wisdom at all. But of course, it is not true. Primordially, we have wisdom. We are Buddha. Primordially, we are Buddha. We are, enlightened. Primordial enlightenment. We have gained that. We have that primordially. That means, beginningless of the samsara, till today, we have not been, we have not been through a slightly kind of a moment that we are not Buddha. We are Buddha from, beginningless of the samsara to today. But of course we are not recognizing it. We don't know it. So therefore, as long as we don't know it, we don't have we don't have this kind of skill of watching and experiencing it. That is the ignorant. So as long as we have an ignorant, we don't have the wisdom. So therefore, we don't have a wisdom voice. Instead we have lots of ignorant voice, means the ego voice. So therefore, from now on, as a practitioner, and especially the practitioner of Vajrayana or GuruYoga, one needs to check ourselves. We have to really give our chance to check ourselves, investigate it more thoroughly rather than listening to the ego. We have been listening to the ego, therefore we are so arrogant. I'm great person, And then therefore I'm getting angry. If you look down at me, I get angry because I'm so great. Why you are still looking down at me? I'm great. So monk will say, I'm a great monk. Why they are not respecting me? And the nuns will say, I'm a great nun. Why they are not respecting me? I'm a bhikshuni. They're not. So why they should not be? They should be Logically they should respect me, but they're not respecting me. And then monk will say, I'm a bhikshu. Why they're not respecting me? I deserve a great deal of respect. So this is ego's language. The language, inner voice. Keep on saying that. And we believe that. And we have a logical kind of proof that we have to listen. And it's really true. 100% true. We can even quote from quotation or whatever you may call. Quote come from the Dharma, like a Buddhist text and all these things. We can read, see, the Buddha Shakyamuni said that also. We have to respect this. You guys have to respect me. So I'm great. You have to respect. Otherwise I'm getting angry. I will kill you. I will beat you up. Something like that. So this derives, goes on and on and on. Until Muslim religion, Islamic religion, until this kind of something like a dreadful religion also. They, for example, I don't know the Islamic religion that much, but some of my friends says that the Islamic religion says that if someone is not a believer in the Islamic religion, then they are, it's not a sinful if you kill them. Because they will be reborn as an Islamic religious believer. So therefore, you have to kill them. You have to finish them. You have to bomb them up. And it's a service to the God. It is a very nice thing to do. So of course, in the name of religion, they can dare to do that. It's not because they are evil. They are not good person. No, they are very, very nice person maybe. Not necessarily they are very bad guy, very bad people. No, they are very nice people. But in the name of religion, they have to do that. They have a daring to do that. They have a dare to do that. They have a strong sort of like notion or belief that they can do that happily. And that is coming actually from the ignorant voice, from the inner voice, saying that go and kill. Doesn't matter. Go and burn yourself. Go and, suicide bomber. Try to suicide bombing people. You can suicide yourself also. No problem. Even that doesn't matter. You're human, human realm. Very precious, but don't worry about it, Some God will take care of you or something like that. As all the voices coming from inside. So of course you do it. You kill yourself. Suicidal bombers cases are coming more often these days in America, in everywhere, in the name of religion, in the name of different sorts of connections, context. So therefore, these all are coming from the inner voice, which of course, from the Buddhist point of view, this is only the ego language. Ego expression. So the expression comes out of the ego and you listen to the ego. So therefore, what Buddhists always say, don't listen to the ego. Try to listen to the wisdom. But first of all, you need to find the wisdom. Where the wisdom is. What really wisdom means. Therefore I said yesterday and day before yesterday, Guru. You need to know where is the Guru. So the Guru and wisdom is the same. As soon as you find the Guru, you found a wisdom. As long as you are far away from the Guru, you don't have a wisdom. No matter whether you are very clever, very smart, very intelligent, etc. You are not wisdomed. Hardly. I wouldn't say not wisdom, but very difficult. It is very seldom people who has inner wisdom already developed. It's very difficult. So therefore you need to find out inner Guru, secret Guru, through the external Guru and all these things. Guru is wisdom. You have to understand. But then after finding a Guru, external Guru, then you need to now find out the inner Guru. And the Guru has to give the inner Guru, that direction towards to the secret Guru. Therefore, the direction itself is an inner Guru. Direction. If you find the direction to go towards, direction towards the secret Guru or the ultimate goal, if you like, you can say that too. So that is the direction itself is the inner Guru. So inner guru is definitely you have to find. So that is the thing. Inner guru is, or inner voice. You can say inner voice also. Inner voice. I think it's a modern language, I don't think we do have that language traditionally, but modern language you always say inner voice. And especially in the new age religion, they always use that, inner voice. I'm listening to the inner voice. But nonsense. People listening to the inner voice, of course they are listening to the inner ego. That's the ego voice. So then they listen, and then they ruin their family, they ruin their own life, they ruin their society, they ruin everything. And by listening to their inner voice. What is their inner voice? Definitely, their inner voice is ego. My inner voice says I have to abandon my wife. Give my wife such a difficult time. She poor girl, she may have so many children that you made. So then of course my inner voice says I have to give up my children and my wife. Such a difficult time you're going to give to her. That is the ego. Ego says that. It is not the wisdom side and says that. And then my voice is that, my inner voice is that I shouldn't work. It's even worse. Where do you get the money then? How do you live in this world? And then what do? You cheat people. And then, you start cheating people and all these people and give all the society, the entire society difficulties. Just because of you, single one guy can give that much of headache to the many people, not only your wife, but of course maybe your husband, maybe not only your husband or maybe your wife, but your family, entire family and neighbors and the nations. It is a very difficult thing to do. It is a very shameful also. That is the thing. Inner voices tells you a lot of different things. This is not relevant and not even dharma. Dharma means to how do you say? As I said, to repair the mind, restoration, restore the mind. That is the thing. Instead of restoring mind, you are doing all sorts of unnecessary things. That is the reason why even Buddha Shakyamuni said that the practices need to be done according to your lifestyle. It is not something that, you have to follow me as a Buddha, you have to do exactly what I'm doing. No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that somebody has to follow him. He said practice need to be done according to lifestyle. This is his message. So, we have to be smart. That actually means we have to be listening, if it is possible, we have to listening to the wisdom voice. No, instead of listening to the ignorant voice, ego voice. And first of all, of course, as I said, you have to find the wisdom. Then you can slowly, after years of practicing, you'll find the then right direction. That is the inner voice. That is the inner voice. That is the wisdom voice, whatever you may call. Even you can call it inner guru. That is the inner guru. There is no other inner guru anyway for us. It is the inner guru. Of course, if you reach to a higher level of the practice, then of course this is a Sambhogakaya practices. But that is nothing. This is too early to talk about it. Sambhogakaya guru, Sambhogakaya practice is a inner guru practice and inner voice that you are following. But it's a little too far for us to talk about. But anyway, just now, as it is right now, we have to understand that is the inner voice. That is something that that always, that we have to be cautious about, or we have to be alert about. So that is the kind of a point where you find the Dharma, the Buddha Dharma. No matter it is Theravadan Buddha Dharma or the Mahayana Sutrayana Buddha Dharma or Mantrayana Buddha Dharma, no problem. It doesn't matter. Just this is too early state for us to for us to choose which yana and which yana. That don't worry about it. Just a yana. Just talk about the yana Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma is nothing but direction towards the enlightenment, direction. So direction needs to be found within your mind. So that is the wisdom, primordial wisdom, what we call primordial wisdom. The Sutrayana, they don't say this, primordial wisdom. The Mantrayana, we say that. But it is, the terminology difference is terminology difference, because Sutrayana, they say something like, Buddha, what they call it, Buddha nature. They call it Buddha nature. That's all. Sutrayana, Buddha nature. But in the Mantrayana or the Vajrayana, we call it primordial Buddha. We are Buddha. We are primordial Buddha. So that is something little different way of calling. But it's anyway, it comes in one anyway. So, however, we need to find out that direction, guideline, direction. That is the reason why we say human guru is a guide. Guide. It's you are. Supposingly, if you are a tourist, you need a tourist guide. So the tourist guide will guide you to the right direction, and wherever you want to go, they'll take you to. So to these places. Similarly, that the guru needs to take you to the enlightenment, the Buddhahood. So that is the thing. So external guru is a guide, and then the guideline is the inner guru, and of course the final destination is of course the secret guru or the final guru. So that is very important, very easy. I mean, if you talk about the guru. Now, this is the time to talk about your own qualification. So, of course, you as a disciple need to have an understanding, need to have a devotion. So devotion, how do you go about the developing devotion is that, you have to develop understanding. You have to check yourself, investigate yourself. You have to investigate yourself. You have to sort of like examine yourself many times. You can't afford to be arrogant. This is something we have to understand. Right now, what I'm saying is arrogant, arrogant, ego always say, you are okay, you are great, you're this thing. Especially nowadays, this ego language is so winning now, really victorious. Why? Because now, before these old times, old time means like 100 years old, or maybe at 200 years old, at least. We do have a society, at the back of us who tells you, be humble. I mean, this doesn't matter, Tibetan society or Indian society, even American society, Chinese society, whatever, whichever the society we are talking about. Society, those old days, society tells you, parents tells you, not be arrogant, don't be arrogant, don't be that, don't be this, have humble. So it's very nice those days. But now the society changes to an arrogant society. And therefore now, of course, even this now modern, coming from American style of living, anyway now it's coming like a contagious, it just comes everywhere. Now we copy everything in a modern way. So modern schools, for instance, they always talk about how great you are. They never give you any therapy to keep you calm and peace and really chance to sort of think about you and how really truly what truly you are. And that is very important, but there's no chance. School boosts your ego, and of course, as soon as you come back to the home, and then the parents also boost your ego. So that the boosting your ego everywhere, and this is the way. Now, we cannot say, I'm the only one who says that, but no one will say that. No one will even agree what I'm saying. Definitely. Because everybody is agreeing, modern way of doing. It's okay, it doesn't matter. I have to agree with them. I can't expect anybody agreeing with my idea. Nobody. Buddha Shakyamuni said also, Buddha said, I will never argue with the farmer. What farmer will say, I will agree with the farmer. I will never I will never argue with a farmer. Which means Buddha lost the team, Buddha lost the battle. The farmers are much stronger battle than the Buddha. Buddha has no battle, so he lost the, he lost the game. So of course he has to now say, I agree. All the farmers, whatever they say, I agree. He fold the hand, please, I agree with you. He agrees, all the farmers, that he said in Sutra, very strongly, so because of the majority, I guess. It is the majority and minority. So of course, I'm the minority and people are in majority. So of course, speaking about the school, I am the loser, definitely loser. So now, of course, the modern schools and all these things, school, college, university, they always boost their children. Oh, you are great. And they think that this is the therapy. Just to make them study more. They make them happy more, make them more happy, make them more diligent and all these things. Maybe it's true. In some extent, it may be true, but it doesn't work. For the long destination or for the long run, it doesn't work, because they will learn how to listen to the ego, because ego has been boosted. So of course, ego is always the language that they always have to be listening. So now, where is the wisdom? There is no wisdom. That is the reason why in the modern, all the young boys and young girls, now they are, not all, I wouldn't say all, but many of them are lost their direction. They don't have a sense of respecting their family. They don't have a sense of respecting their parents, their anything, They don't have any sense of respecting anybody. So they don't respect anybody, not only the friends and family, but they don't respect the children, they don't respect the trees, they don't respect the elements, they don't respect the nature, they don't respect themselves. At the end, they try to kill themselves. They try to cut their body. And the bleeding, until bleeding comes out of the body. And they feel great. Now you can see I'm bleeding over here. Very good, So you feel that, that nowadays, I don't have to say that. You guys can understand what I'm talking about. Now there are heaps of people out there doing all sorts of stupid things, They're just, having a knife and then they show people. And then they cut their hand, and then the blood comes like nobody's business. And then they think, they emotionally they are so happy, they feel great. What are they doing now? What's happening. We can't believe it, But this is the thing. This is the result of boosting ego all the time, and there's no wisdom coming from themselves. Not that they don't have a wisdom at all. Please remember that, please remember the part that, the fact that we have the wisdom, primordial wisdom. We have. These people who are doing very nasty things, they all have a wisdom. Even the small ants, bee, snake, the fox and cat, tiger, lion, birds, all these beings has a primordial wisdom. Of course, human being has it, but not only human being, but all the beings has the primordial wisdom. But they can't see it. They don't listen to this primordial wisdom's voice, because the voice is hardly raised. It's hardly can be heard. That's the thing. So, that actually means the inner guru is hardly there. Inner guru hardly practiced. So this is the thing, the world is facing that way. World entirely. We're not talking about one or two people. Entirely world is facing that way. And we always say time is changed. Time is changed. Time is deteriorating very badly. Now look at the things, the way that it's happening. Time changed. No, it is not the time that we changed. Our mind changed, We lost our direction. We have no direction. Therefore, we have to go, haywalk, because we just have to, we lost our direction. So we have to go everywhere. We have to do all sorts of different stupid things, the silly things, we have to do it. Even though it is a silly thing, we don't think that it's a silly thing, because our inner voice says it's not silly. It is not silly at all. We are doing very good thing. So inner voice is always saying that. That is the reason why we need a religion. We need a spiritual guideline. That is the point where we need a spiritual guideline, where we need a religion. It's not only the Buddhist religion, I believe, Even the non-Buddhist religion is needed also. For example, non-Buddhist religion, those good, pure religions, I would say, are pure, good, authentic religions. Not only the Buddhist, but there are many authentic religions in this world. We need it. We need them. But if you do not know the fact that you lost your direction, then you don't go through the religion. Why? Because if did that, you don't want, actually, you mustn't. If you go through the religion with the basic kind of misunderstanding of the direction, then you may get lost. You may be very much, you may be very fanatic about the religion. So you become like you are very much like in the religiosity, You're very much into religion, fanatic religion, which is very bad. Then any religion doesn't matter. You can be even Buddhist, but fanatic Buddhist is a killer. You don't want to be a fanatic Buddhist. Let's not talk about any other evil religion. But the Buddhist religion also is going to be evil. It is a evil if you do not know how to take it. So you cannot afford, to take a religion, okay, no matter what kind of religion, but a religion with no understanding that the fact that you lost your direction. That is very important. That is the reason why Buddha Shakyamuni said, first of all, you need to have a sense of renunciation. That is the thing. Renunciation is so important, because otherwise you don't know where and when and how you lost. You don't know. So the renunciation is very important. If you renounce everything, then you will find the direction. Otherwise you're caught up with the things. So things that you have been listening to the ego voice, as I mentioned, ego voice. So you cannot renounce. But renunciation is saying that I am not going to listen to ego voice from now on. That is the renunciation. But many of the Buddhist people, they don't understand again the secret of the renunciation. They think just to be a monk is renunciation. Just to be a nun, shave the head and then do the put on the robe, it's renunciation. No, it is not a renunciation. Renunciation means now I am not, you have to take a vow that I am not going to listen to my ignorant voice at all. From now on, I'm not going to listen to my ignorant voice, my ego voice. Never. I am going to listen to my guru. That means inner guru. Of course, supposingly you have already inner guru voice is coming, and then of course I'm going to take the path towards to the enlightenment. So that is the only way that I'm doing. So that is the renunciation. But now, as I mentioned, we have a great misunderstanding about that. Shaving head is the renunciation. Putting robe on is the renunciation. Being in a monastery is the renunciation. No, monastery is luxurious these days. What is the point of being in the monastery? The real without the real renunciation, true renunciation. The one of the great master Longchenpa, he said also, nowadays these most those of who are known as a renounced beings are not at all renounced. They are, they're having bigger house in the name of renunciation. They have a bigger family in the name of the renunciation, and they have a bigger headache than the other non-renounced person beings. So this is what Longchenpa said very correctly and very clearly. So we should understand that also. No matter whether you renounce from your wife, from your children, from your husband, that doesn't matter. That is not a big issue. The issue, it is the second issue maybe, but not the first, the priority issue. The priority issue is that, you have to, you have to have a, sense of taking, sense or the vows of taking, like a commitment. Not to listen to the ignorant voice, and the ego voice. So the ego voice is, okay, let me say it again. Ego voice. What is ego voice? Ego voice tells you, you are a good boy. You have to be arrogant. You have to be, you are a good girl. You have to be arrogant. You have to be beating everybody. You have to be like, you are doing very well, So even if you are stealing, you are doing very good. Even if you are lying, very good, great, And if you kill it, even better, It's great, You killed somebody, very good. You killed mosquito, wow, great. Now you have to kill 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, stand up, run after it, great, okay, now more, okay, great, that's the kind of the voice says. You have to understand that. That is as simple as that anyway. Dharma means, they're not a very complicated actually. If the people may think, it's also is an excuse also that, wow, Dharma is such a complicated. We don't understand. Dharma is only the cup of tea for monks and nuns, bhikshu and bhikshunis, not for us. It's too complicated. We don't want to Dharma practice. We don't want to do. All the Tibetan people, they say like that. That's the thing. That's the Tibetan. I'm by birth, I'm Tibetan. I was born in India, so I'm Indian anyway. But I was, by birth, I'm Tibetan. So I can say all of majority of Tibetan lay people are like that. No, we can't practice Dharma. Dharma is only bhikshunis and bhikshu and all the Lama, Rinpoche, all these masters. Oh, they can do, but we cannot. No way. So this is being a Tibetan disease that came down to even Bhutanese. Bhutan people, Sikkimis and Ladakhis and Laholis and Kinnoris, Nepalese, everybody, they think that it's, no, it's not our cup of tea. That is the reason. That maybe is an excuse. Actually, it derived from an excuse, I think. Because they don't want to. Because the inner voice is very strong. Inner voice. The ego voice. Always very strong saying that no. This is not your cup of tea. Don't do it. Okay, if you want to do it, do some Om Mani Padme Hum recitation. That's all. Just keep quiet. Don't do it. Don't be entering even to the temple. Temple is only for monks. That's if for that sort of thing, from that kind of point of view, I would say Hindus are not bad, Hindu, Christianity, I don't know, all these non-religions, they have a tendency to come and join and sing the song together, the hundreds of thousands of people are coming in the temple and then sing the song, dance. Very good, actually. But we Tibetan never do that. We don't even, we don't dare to even say, we say that we don't go to temple. Temple is Temple needs to be filled by the monk, by the nuns, but not we. No, we are not monk. We are not, That's just the thing, If you are, there's somebody says, are you eating meat? Oh yes, of course. I'm not monk. I'm not monk. I'm not. What are you talking about? I am eating meat. I enjoy meat. I enjoy alcohol. Because I'm not a nun. I'm not that sort of thing. It's very, very strange. So this is the thing. What I'm talking about is that it's not it's not something like that. It is definitely, in fact, that is something very simple that we all have to check. We all have to investigate our mind. And then take the commitment. Everybody is entitled to have a vow. No matter, without shaving head, without putting on robe, we have to have a vow. Not to listen to the inner voice. Not to listen to the ego voice. That is the thing. And ego voice is very simple. Usual voice what we have in our mind is ego voice, for sure. There is hardly any wisdom voice anyway, So therefore, all the voice what we have is very much ego voice. Almost 95%, 98% I would say, is ego voice. So ego voice always keeps on keeps yourself in a busy doing nonsense, and busy doing bad things, busy doing evil things. Yet you will be feeling great. You'll be feeling great. That is the reason the dharma is very much needed. Everybody has to do it. No problem. A monk and the nuns, like a bhikshu and bhikshunis, why are they so special? Is because they have a more like a systematic vows that has been given very kindly by Buddha. So they are very much systematic. And we, as a lay people, we don't have that much of systematic vow. So therefore they are so special, we are so lousy. But anyway, we are lousy, but we have a vow. We have to have a vow not to listen to our voice. That is vow. That is the vow that covers almost every 200, 300 different types of systematic vows. Almost. That is the reason why we, as a Buddhist practitioner, everybody, I would say, everybody needs to be renounced. Everybody has to have a sense of renunciation. Without renunciation, we will never be able to practice GuruYoga. Why? Because we will never have any devotion. Because renunciation brings the devotion, and the other side of the renunciation, I don't know what you say, but anyway, the listening to the ego voice and following whatever it says. If you keep on doing that, no devotion can come. No chance for devotion to grow. Never. Because no understanding. And where will it be fitting? Where does it fit? Because there's no room for the wisdom to be fit in. That is the reason why I'm saying, if you don't renounce, if you don't have a sense of renunciation, there is no way to establish or develop with the devotion. Forget about the GuruYoga, but just a minor devotion cannot be. Almost impossible. So that is the thing. It is ego is the 100% opposite of devotion. So while you are listening to the ego's order, how can you have a devotion? It is the opposite of devotion. For example, if the sun shines, then there is no way to have a darkness. If the darkness is there, that means it is definitely there is no sun shining or there is no light. So these two cannot be together. similarly, that these, ignorant, or the without renunciation, sense of renunciation is established, no way to build a devotion. So therefore, renunciation is not only something that we have to be practicing by a nun and monk. It is lay people also need to renounce, need to have a sense of secret or the basic renunciation or inner renunciation. You have to have an inner renunciation. Sense of inner renunciation is very, very, very much needed. Buddha Shakyamuni said, and also Nagarjuna said, and also many of the great yogis and great scholars, they said, refuge cannot be practiced, refuge cannot be practiced without renunciation. So, if you cannot practice refuge, then this actually means you cannot be a Buddhist without renunciation. It's very easy, So you have to have a renunciation, sense of renunciation. But actually, what I would like to say, what I always think that, in our society, in the Buddhist society, of course, in maybe non-Buddhist society also, they have a heaps of misunderstanding. But we do have lots of misunderstanding of the teaching of the Lord Buddha. And we misinterpret it. Not only misunderstanding, but misinterpreted. Masters also misinterpreted to the student, and students misinterpreted for themselves. So of course, for example, when we talk about the renunciation, we have a strong tendency, or strong sort of like a strong sort of notion, that renunciation is not cup of tea for us, and that has been taught also. If you want to be renounced, means then you're not supposed to be having wife. Then you're not supposed to be having husband. Then you're not supposed to be having children. Then you're not supposed to be having jobs, work, and this and that, the status, whatever, the mundane status. You're not supposed to be having. You're not supposed to be having a house. You're not supposed to be having salary. You're not supposed to be having anything. That is what we call renunciation. So this is what really we call like that. It is true. It is not true. It is definitely wrong. But wrong interpretation was so strongly sort of marked. And it is so strongly sort of implanted in our society. So therefore, it's as soon as, like for example, the monk right now these days, I know, what monks does. When they disrobe, then they become like they become like a Mara in the human form. They become like a Mara. They smoke, they drink, they kill, they lie, they steal, they do everything. As soon as they disrobe. Why? Because the idea is, now I disrobed, I'm no longer renounced. So now I have to do all sorts of things, all sorts of things that are supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be, but that are available to do. I'm supposed to be doing that. So they smoke, drink, eat meat and lie, steal, everything. They do everything that is possible to be done. They will do it. As soon as they disrobe. It's because they do have a very strong implanted, this kind of misinterpretation of renunciation. Renunciation is only for those people who are with robe. As soon as you disrobe, you have to do all sorts of bad things because you are not renounced. So the robe is the only thing that keeps the renunciation up. That means. So if you don't wear renounce, you guys are not wearing robe. So therefore now you're not renounced. You are not entitled to practice anything. So how can you be Buddhist? Buddha Shakyamuni said very clearly that the refuge cannot be developed if you don't have a sense of renunciation. Actually means you cannot be Buddhist. Because refuge is the boundary. Refuge is the boundary that, says, it's a frontier between the two country, Buddhist country and non-Buddhist country. That is the frontier. As soon as you take the refuge, you are Buddhist. Until then, you are not Buddhist. So this actually means, as soon as you have a sense of renunciation, you are about there. And if you are not renounced, you're not even closer to the Buddhist realm. So this is a severe kind of issue. It's a very serious issue. It's not a joke. It's not a joking matter, or it's not a sort of like something just a sake of conversation. It is a very severe, very serious, very urgent kind of matter for us to understand. So therefore, what I'm saying is going back to what I'm saying this morning is that the investigating one's own mind and try not to let the mind go crazy, mind go wild. Because mind goes wild, why? Because mind is listening to the ego. And mind is very much nourished by ego, not nourished by the wisdom. So we should really, as a Buddhist follower, as a GuruYoga follower, as a GuruYoga practitioner, first of all, we need to understand ourselves, which level we are in. There is levels of the Buddhist practices, but three main levels of the Buddhist practice: Hinayana level, Mahayana level, and the Vajrayana level, or maybe 4 levels you can say. And but anyway, there's a lot of levels that you can practice. But which level you are in, you have to check yourself, examine yourself, and then you have to qualify yourself. You have to qualify yourself. You have to nourish, you have to generate, you have to develop, you have to make yourself repair. This is the reason this morning, just a while ago, I was saying Buddha Dharma is nothing but repair shop. It is a workshop. It is you are sick, so you have to be repaired, you have to be treated by a doctor, and the doctor is Buddha. And then the medicine is dharma. So therefore you have to repair by eating that medicine, by going through the therapy. So then you become well, you become better. So therefore, similar to a medicine, the dharma the guide needs to be there, and the guideline needs to be followed. Which means the wisdom you need to follow in a guru. So you have to check yourself, keep on investigating, and try not to be arrogant. That is the first thing. We call it nga gyal. Nga gyal. Nga means me. Gyal means the best, victorious. Me, victorious. So or something like that. Victorious. Me, victorious. So that sense of that kind of sense. Me, victorious. Me, victorious. Me, the best. I am the best. So that is the thing. That is the first thing that we have to kill. We have to sort of like minimize or diminished. That is very much the manifestation of ego. Of course, there are many afflictive emotions, defilements. Many thousands of defilements are there. all the defilements. Excuse me. All the defilements are equally negative, equally wrong, equally wrong, but it is the first of all, arrogant is really the important to be sort of to how do you say, to face and to diminish. That is what is the reason why is the reason that the arrogant is really need to be focused on, is that I don't know how to say it in English, but Ngagyal, Buddha Shakyamuni said, Ngagyal is Ngagyal, or the arrogant, or whatever, arrogant, and other words for that is, other terminology for that is like okay, all these, the Ngagyal is a main blockages, when main blockages, and also main obstacle to obtain or to attain all sorts of bhumis, or any sorts of qualities, whatever you have a quality, it's there maybe, but then no further accumulations can be practiced because of your arrogant. So therefore, arrogant is is the obstacle for your further development of Buddhist teaching. So therefore, first of all, the arrogant needs to be watched out. Sense of arrogant needs to be watched out. That is very much true, I think. No, don't you think so? I mean, it's from investigating ourselves, we know that we don't respect hardly anybody. Why? Because our inner voice says we are okay, don't have to respect. We are the best, almost the best of the world, the best of the entire population in the world. We are the best. I am the best. I don't really need to respect anybody. I don't really need to listen to anybody. Sometime even they say, I don't need to listen to anybody, means including my guru. No need. I have an inner voice. That is the guru, that is the important guru. I have guru in there that is keep on saying something. That I don't need external guru. No need. So of course, including your guru, you don't listen to anybody. You don't listen to anybody, any of your friends, any of your family members, any of your, the Dharma Sanghas, brother and sisters. No way. So this is nothing but arrogant. But those people who has this sort of disease, they don't understand, they don't notice that they are totally sick. They don't know they are sick. They think that they are great because they have a way of communicating in the inner guru. And that is an inner guru. We have an inner guru. So therefore, forget about the external guru. I don't want to listen to him. He's talking nonsense. My guru is telling me nonsense. I have an inner guru to listen to. This is a sick, very sick. They are really sick. But what to do? It's a kind of sad, but then this is the arrogant. This is the reason why I'm saying, first of all, you have to find out whether you are having sense of arrogant. That is very important to understand. That is the reason why the yogis like Zapatu Rinpoche, Longchenpa, Gyawa Gosangpa, Gyawa Lorepa, and also, and Gyawa Yangonpa, all these, victorious one, they always say the first thing in your practice, first indication of your practice is humbleization. If you know how to humble yourself, that is the first priority indication, divine indication, first divine authentic indication of your practice that is going well. Very much indication of going well. The practice going well. Humbleization. Humble. Not arrogant. That is the thing. And it's not only one person said, but from Buddha to Nagarjuna to our own root guru, it has been said millions of times. We never know how to humbleize ourselves. And we don't know, and also we just don't want to. Because again, in a voice, keep on saying that we don't have to humbleize. We don't have to humbleize them. We just don't have to. Because we are okay. We are better than many of them, I'm better than many of you guys. Why should I be humbleizing you guys? No matter. This is what my ego may say. So therefore I will not be humble. I'm always be looking down at you. So that's sort of the kind of thing. This is not right. For example, practically speaking, I am here on the throne. You are down there. You guys are down there. Okay, there is a systematically this works that way. But actually speaking, you guys have many, many more understanding about the computer. Some of you are a computer expert, and I don't know anything about the computer. I don't know about anything live webcast. But you guys can manage to do something, I don't know, in computer, and then you can get something done, so that the whole view will go to entire world, which is great. But even if you ask me to do that by paying me like millions of dollars, I will never be able to do it. Why? Because I have no education of a computer. So I am one level down than you, even though I sit on the high throne. But one level down than you, because I don't know what you know. So I'm lower than you from that point of view. But my arrogance may say that, I'm the highest, because I'm looking down at you. Physically and maybe mentally too. I hope not, but that is the thing. That is, my arrogance may say that, You are, the great master. You are the master. They are, looking at you. That, you are, Yahoo, You have to be very happy. You have to be very, very, very feeling very proud of yourself. Come on. Go ahead. This is what my ego may say that. But it is not true. When I think of it, it is not true. In a way, from the external sort of like a systematically, it works maybe that way. But if you truly check, many of you know much, much, much more than I do. So this means I need to, I have to humbleize myself. Maybe not physically, but mentally, I have to humbleize myself. If I can't, then I have to practice Buddha Dharma, so that I can humble myself down. If I can, great. I'm doing well. But if I can't, then this means I have to practice more, so that I can bend down myself. So that I can really mentally bend down, mentally humble down, so that I can understand that you guys are great. Many of you know much better than I do. How to go about the computer, how to drive, for example, if you want me to say how to do the business. I think many of you are businessmen and businesswomen. I don't know how to make the business. I don't know how to start even the business. I don't know what is the phenomena of the business. I don't know at all. So I'm a stupid from that point of view. I'm a stupid. I'm nothing. I'm nobody, So what is, why should I be arrogant? And all sorts of things, Many of you are doing such a great job. Many great things that I have no idea what you are doing, And that means I don't have any reason why I should be arrogant about me. Never. So this is the thing, I mean, this is just on me. I'm giving an example myself like that. But you also, you're individually, you can think. You cannot even be arrogant to your husband, to your wife. Okay, the husband, for example, if your husband is maybe not university graduated, okay, and you are university graduated. So of course I am better than my husband. My husband is not university graduated. I am a university graduated, so I'm great. But you look down at him. Poor guy, you look down at him. But actually, he cooks much better than you cook. You don't know. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to make tea. But husband goes very nice and make very good tea. So husband is higher than you in that sense. So what is the reason you have to be arrogant? No. Yeah, yes, it's true that you are university graduated and he's not. What? So what? You are university graduated because maybe your parents has more money, or then I don't know, whatever. But then the husband is, cooking very nice food for you. Very good, very kind. If he's not there, you have to end up in a Pizza Hut, or I don't know, wherever, somewhere in a fast food center, and you will not have homemade hot food. Never. So it's a very kind of him that, that he's providing homemade hot food for you and children and family members. Very good. So he's doing very good. So you have to, lift him up. This is the thing. So, you have to look from the different point of view. Otherwise, you just don't just pick one up and say, yes, that's it, I'm the best. You are the worst. I'm the best. No, you cannot. There are heaps of corners that you have to go and just look into it. There's different corners, and different corners has a different presentation. Different presentation has a different different effect, and all these different the effect and different life. So therefore you need to really be very, be very relative. Relative means relevant and relative. Relative means like you have to be always sitting down and think thoroughly about the life. And that is the Buddha Dharma. The Buddha Dharma, this is the reason why the Buddha Dharma is known as nothing but a way of developing one's own life. This is what the Nagarjuna said very clearly. So that is the thing. The way of developing one's own life means it means a lot. It means a lot. That is the way of you developing your own life, checking your husband from a different point of view. Not only just one, he's not uni graduated. Okay, now I'm the uni graduated. I am always the top. No, he has a lot of different points. So likewise, you can do the other way around. The wife is also the same thing. So you have to think like that. So the equal respect will be there. Equal respect, equality, equal respect. So then this is the way you develop your quality of your life. You respect your husband, you respect your wife, you respect your children, you respect your parents, and parents respect you. There's equality, equality. And then you respect everybody, no matter whether you know them or not, doesn't matter. You presume that they know something at least. Even though they are beggars on the street, they know much. There are many things that they know many things that you don't know anything about. So of course you have a sense of respect to them too. So we respect in each other, not only, and then afterwards gradually Not only the human being, but then you respect the animals also. Then you respect the tree and plants, and you respect the water, you respect the air, and you respect everybody. Slowly, the respect will grow through understanding, because through devotion, what I'm saying right now, we are talking, this is the time to talk about the Guru devotion. So when we say Guru devotion means the understanding. So the understanding will bring the respect simultaneously. So sense of respect will be always there. It is sometimes it can be take as an indication of Guru Yoga practice, indication of outcome of the Guru Yoga practice. If you practice Guru Yoga genuinely good and well, fine. Then what will happening with your lifestyle is that you will be respecting more and more everybody and everything, every nature, and you will end up saying or end up important in the Vajrayana. Okay, Vajrayana talks about the devotion very highly. So you have to, if you practice Vajrayana, you got to be devotion, very devoted, and devotion has to be very strong. No, it's not only for the sake of Vajrayana practice. It is for the sake of universal sort of happiness. For the sake of universal happiness, for the sake of universal living, how to live harmony, happily, comfortably. The question, the answer always be devotion, the understanding. If you understand, then you will not be killing each other. For example, you will not be cutting each other. You will not be cutting each other's leg and cutting each other's neck, and taking head off somebody else. We will never do it. We will never do it because of understanding. That is devotion. If you have a devotion, you will not kill anybody. You will have a spontaneously or simultaneously rather. The compassion is simultaneously developed. So strong and unconditional compassion, unconditional love will be there with the development of devotion. Means with the development of understanding. So these are very comes together, isn't it? It just comes very much together. It's always like simultaneously. We cannot say that, my devotion is very well developed, but not compassion. Compassion isn't that much developed, so something wrong. Maybe I should now pay more attention on compassion. Right now, until now, I paid a lot of attention on the developing devotion, but now compassion, I should do it. No, it's not like that. It's nonsense. That actually means the devotion wasn't developed nicely. That is the only thing. If you have a devotion nicely built, compassion will be simultaneously be there. So, I hope you understand what I mean. Anyway, the compassion and devotion comes together. Because of the devotion, the connotation of devotion is understanding. Okay? That is the thing. So the understanding is very easy, no? Just simply you say, how do you say? Simple, very simple. There's a many way to go about, but anyway, one of the simple one is, if you respect the karma, if you understand the karma, then you will resist from yourself from killing. I shouldn't be killing this mosquito. Why? Because then I will be reborn as a mosquito, and they will be killed 5,000 times or 500 times. So I shouldn't be killing. So I will be taking vows, or I will not kill mosquito, for example. So therefore, then the practice of not killing anybody will come. Genuinely. And also there's another one that is, that if you know how important the trees are for us, for the beings to live, then we don't we will not cut the trees down. Unless it's very, very important, we don't want to cut the tree down. We don't want, naturally, we don't want. So, the understanding that the tree is very important for us, we won't cut the tree. We will respect the tree. We will love tree. We will nourish the tree. We will talk very highly about the trees, for example. And because of not understanding how important the tree, we will cut. No problem, we just cut. No problem. Cutting tree doesn't matter. So long as there's no police accusing you or police to say something bad about you. Doesn't matter. Cut. You cut. Thousands of trees you cut down. Doesn't matter. If you have a great backing in the government and you bribe many people in the government, I can cut down millions of trees and sell it. I can make billions of dollars out of it. Why not? Go ahead. Because I'm making money. I want to make money. I'm a businessman. I want to make money. So this is the way I want to make money. So that's it. What's wrong with it? Again, inner voice says, what's wrong with it? Good boy. Great. You have done a very great job. Actually, that is the reason, this the lack of understanding, the ego, the ignorant, is the same kind of family. All are there. Not understanding how important the tree is. Then I do understand only how important money is, how important richness is, how important for me to make money is. That is something I do understand, but I don't understand how important the tree is. That I don't understand. Therefore I don't have a devotion. Therefore I'm cutting the trees. I'm doing so nasty things to do. I'm doing so nasty things. So that is how I live. That is because of my ego voice, ignorant voice, whatever you may call. So the compassion is not there. Compassion is not there. This because of the compassion, lack of compassion, we have no sense of love. Compassion needs to be going first, and then the love comes the second. So the compassion, love is the action of compassion. I always say that, the love is action of compassion. Compassion, when compassion develops, the more developed compassions, the compassions will be then act in action. So when it comes in action, then it changes the name of its own. It changes love. It says love. But until then, it is a compassion. The love is not there. Love is because the action is not there. The action will come. Action will come as a result of compassion. That is love. Interaction with the people, interaction with the trees and natures and all these things. So that is the love. So, the love comes as a result of devotion. So, first of all, what we really have to understand is that how to investigate yourself. How to investigate yourself. Check. And once again, let me repeat again. Arrogant is the one that you have to watch out. And as soon as you could manage to sort of work with your sense of arrogant, or you manage to diminish or to calm down the arrogant, then there is a lot of chance for you to, for you to open the door, open the lid for the blessings, and for the blessings of Guru, for the blessings of deities and dakinis, Buddha dharmas, Sangha, Bodhisattva, Arhati, all these blessings of these these holy beings, and not only the blessings of holy beings, but blessings of whole universe will start pouring in, because now your arrogant is no longer there. So then everything will be starting falling into their own places, So it's a very important first thing to watch out your arrogant, and don't let your arrogant to drive drive you away from the meditative state of mind. And then the second quality, not only the devotion, but then you have to have a diligent. I think I talked a little bit about the diligent yesterday already, but that is very simple. Sense of diligent will develop by itself if you do have a understanding. Again, the compassion is great, Compassion can bring every good things in our practices. For example, sense of diligent, sense of tolerant, sense of sense of moralities, sense of generosities, etc. Everything will come. Everything will everything will be practiced because of the understanding, because of compassion. That is the reason why, the Buddhists commonly, we are very fond of practicing Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara we always say, practice Avalokiteshvara. Tibetan society, we always say Om Mani Padme Hum. Everybody know how to say Om Mani Padme Hum. That is the heart mantra of Avalokiteshvara. In Chinese society or Chinese Buddhists, they don't really have words Om Mani Padme Hum. Why? Because it's not Vajrayana's thing. But then the Sutrayana, they chant the Avalokiteshvara's sutra and the Avalokiteshvara's name, and they pay homage to the Avalokiteshvara by chanting the name of the Avalokiteshvara, which is the equally same anyway. So this is a kind of a very well respected kind of practice, and very common and very well known, very respected, very recommended. Why? There are heaps of mantras, heaps of sutras, and heaps of deities and all these things. Why? The Avalokiteshvara is always recommended to practice. And the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum is always very well known and popular. Is simply because compassion is so important. The Avalokiteshvara is known as a compassionate deity, compassionate Buddha of compassion. Sometimes they say Buddha of compassion. Sometimes they say Goddess of mercy. Chinese people, Chinese society many of the Mahayana, they call it the goddess of mercy. Because for them, the Avalokiteshvara is a goddess. And for us, Tibetan Buddhism, for us, the Avalokiteshvara is a male. So of course, the Avalokiteshvara, that we call it God. Sometimes they call it God, or sometimes they call it Buddha of mercy, Buddha of compassion, or sometimes say the Bodhisattva of compassion. Anyway, that. But anyway, the Avalokiteshvara is a very the very popular practice for entire Buddhism, especially Mahayana and the Vajrayana Buddhism. Why? Because the compassion is very, very important. And not only just I say the compassion is important, but theoretically it works that way. You have to understand, as I mentioned right now. If you do understand, the compassion gives love, compassion gives devotion, compassion gives diligence, gives sense of moralities, gives the sense of wisdom, gives the sense of compassion, gives the sense of what do you call that? The sense of tolerance. The patient practice of patience will come because of compassion. All comes from compassion. So the compassion is like really the Mount Kailash. If the Mount Kailash is the mount that gives all the water, all the main rivers in the Himalaya regions, and all the main rivers goes to the ocean, but all of them comes back to the Mount Everest. It comes from the Mount Everest. So the compassion is really the Mount Everest. And also the geologically speaking also, of course, Mount Everest is very much popular mountain, and it is popular and also well known to be the palace of Avalokiteshvara. So that is the thing. The Avalokiteshvara, the practice of Avalokiteshvara, or practice of compassion, or the completion of compassion, accomplishment of compassion is definitely the source of every qualities, every quality. Be it quality of Bodhisattva, quality of Arahati, quality of Buddha, quality of great Buddha, quality of medium Buddha, quality of the semi-Buddha, all of the qualities are coming from the compassion. So it's the practice. That's the reason why the practice of Avalokiteshvara is very well respected and very well recommended. However, in order you to be practitioner of our GuruYoga, second thing that you have to examine yourself about is the diligent, whether you have a diligent or not. Diligent is very important. Sense of diligent brings also nourishes or the finishes or completes the path of the practice. If you do not have a diligent, then you cannot really be completing anything. Every kind of practices will be uncompleted. You may be doing thousands of practices, but the thousands of uncompleted practices will be there, but none of them are completed, which is not good. So the sense of diligent is very important. Sense of diligent is actually nothing but joyful effort. Joyful effort. You have to really be, you will be, not that you have to, but you will be very joyfully practicing, happily practicing, joyfully. That is the diligent. If you want to check whether you really have a joy, the sense of diligent or not. First of all, you have to check yourself whether you have a joyfulness or not in terms of practices. If you have, great. If you don't have, then you got to produce it. You got to get it. You got to get it done. Have it happen. So how do you do that? Then goes back. You have to reverse yourself and check about the compassion. Then you have to develop the devotion, understanding. That is very important. Once you develop the understanding more, then the diligence comes. I think I said this twice or three times already these last 2-3 days, that for you, if you feel thirsty, spontaneously you will have a feeling, or you will have you'll have a mind for searching. You'll have a mind searching for the water. There's no second question. No question. When you feel thirsty, water is in your mind. Water. It's always there. And so, if somebody say, hey, there is a water. I'm bringing water within second. Wait, okay. You'll have a very joyful thought to hear that. It's a great joyous, I would say, to hear that some of your friends says, he's going to bring a water for you. That's a great thing. One of the greatest thing in the world you can hear, because you are dying out of thirsty. So your friend is going to get you some glass of water. That is fabulous. You will never be happier than this at all. This is the happiest moment in the world. Right now, when I say that, it's not so important. It's not so important. It doesn't ring any bell, does it? Because none of us are thirsty. None of us are thirsty. But if we are really thirsty, talking about water is the biggest topic. It's the nicest topic. It's the joyfulness. It's a really joyful. And if somebody has a solution to bring a water, even more. Talking is very great, but then bringing water, just a glass of water for us, it's just amazing thing. So I will go and get it. I will go and get it happily, We all will be rushing to get a water. There is a water. I will go. Why not? I'll go. So we are so joyful. So this is what we call diligent. Joyfulnesses. So joyful effort. So for the practice of the Buddhist practice, Dharma practice, Buddha Dharma practice, same. You'll be joyfully practicing, no matter what. Maybe circumstances may not allow you to do it, but doesn't matter. You'll be so joyful to practice. You'll be feeling so joyful to practice, unconditionally. Why? Because you know that the Dharma practice will give you the permanent happiness. The Dharma practice will get rid of all the ego and the arrogant and ignorant and all these stuff. Dharma practice is the answer to your to your system, sorting out your problems. The answer. So therefore, when you have a chance given to practice Buddha Dharma, you will be like a joyfully joining, joyfully jumping, joyfully getting in. You will never be sort of like saying, okay, that's a great, but of course, maybe, I will do it when I get old, or when I do it, when I finish my business, then I'll do it. Right now, let me enjoy that part. Let me finish this part. and then let's do it. I know that the Dharma is very nice, very great thing to do. I know that. I have a strong sense of devotion, sense of respect. But anyway, leave me alone. I will do it afterwards. Okay, we'll do it. So this kind of notion is the opposite of the diligent. You don't have a diligent. We don't have a sense of diligent. So of course, these kind of laziness pushes you away from the practice of the Dharma. By months and weeks and weeks and months and years, even lives, we will not be able to practice. One day you may be sort of like mentally prepared to practice, but physically given up already. You will never be able to practice because you're too old. You can't even prostrate. You can't even read the books because you can't see. You need to have 2 spectacles, 3 spectacles. You can't read. You can't do anything. You can't hear the teachings. The master teaches. What did he say? I don't know. And then you hear him saying something. I can't remember. I'm too old. I can't remember. I've forgotten. No, I'm too old. So okay, then now forget it. No, I can't practice Buddha Dharma. It's so difficult. Okay, I'll pray for next life. Okay, so life gone, one life gone. Life is not a short in that respect. So many years you have been wasting. So many years we have been pushing away. Of course, for the newcomers, for you guys, for example, Vietnamese or the Europeans or Americans, who are like naturally they are by birth, maybe they are Christian, they're Catholic, or they're maybe Hindu or whatever. Then of course later on, then they become Buddhist. Then it's a little bit like a different question, different thing, after all. But we, for example, as a Tibetan, or as maybe the Buddhist Vietnamese, same Vietnamese, Buddhist Chinese, and the Tibetan, of course, entirely, mostly like 99% of the Tibetan populations are Buddhist. So we Tibetan Buddhist, we are born as a Tibetan, as a Buddhist. And we, like the father, mother, brother, sisters, all. And then the brothers, sisters are even, some of them are monks, some of them are priests, some of them. We have such a good condition, such a good circumstances. But we ourselves, individually, keep on saying that, wait. And then, hang on. We'll do it. 20 years keep on saying, we have to do it. I mean, we'll do it. And then after 20 years, we have to do it. 20 more years. So that means 40 years ago we have been there. And then another 20 years saying, we must do it. So now, how many years? 60 years ago. We're already old by then. Finished. So that's the thing. So then this is the way that we kill the time. And because of the laziness. The laziness is the opposite of the diligent. And again, all the question comes, all the blame, if you like, you can say, blame. All the blame should go to not understanding. That is the thing. You're not understanding thoroughly. Even though you are Buddhist by birth, but you are not understanding what is the importance in our life. That is something that we don't understand. That actually means we don't have a compassion. That's it. Compassion is lacking, therefore diligence is lacking. And then therefore nothing has been done. Instead, we have done something nasty all the way through. which harms you, harms people, harms others, that sort of thing. Maybe directly, maybe indirectly. However, we have been sort of like fooling around, fooling ourselves, fooling people, killing our time, years and years and years doing the same thing every day, routine, you know. So, sense of diligence is very important in order to have a Guru Yoga done very nicely. So that is something you have to investigate yourself about yourself, whether or not you have a sense of diligence developed. I don't know whether many of us has this diligent or not. I don't think so. And then the next qualification or quality you want to have is, of course, the concentrational mind. Once you have a bit of compassion or bit of diligence, then on top of that you have to have a sense of concentration. Your mind needs a little bit of concentration. If you do not have a concentration, then you tend to be very wild, driven by the wildness of your mind, because the mind has been wild since beginninglessness of the time till today, and mind has been wild because mind has been listening to the wild ego all the way through. Therefore, mind is so used to be wild. So because of the mind being wild, our life is very wild, very crazy. So therefore, key point after that is concentration. A little bit of calming therapy to make you calm. That is very important. So in that case, in order to sort of achieve that quality, we need a little bit of meditation. Meditation in the sense that you have to get a little bit of concentrational mind, sense of concentrational mind, and sense of one-pointed mind. Maybe not for a long time, but maybe a short time, but it has to be done many times, over and over and over. That is one of the therapy, I would say, to make your mind more peaceful and more calm, so that you will understand more, deeper. Already till then, you have developed a lot of understanding already. Wildly, you know. Of course, your mind is very wild, and so you have to go through the wild way. You have to understand, you have to develop, you understand. But now, after developing all these wildly understanding and all these things for many years, now is the time for you to understand how important the concentrational mind. So in order to gain that achievement, we have to really be keeping the mind purposely sort of like on the ground. Let the mind to remain on its own sort of nature in the sense, of course, we're not really yet talking about the Mahamudra or perfection, great perfection, Dzogchen, Uma Chambo, that sort of thing. No, we are talking about just rest on its own sort of entity. Rest on its own entity. If you do not manage to rest on its own entity, because we don't know we are not aware of what is its own entity, what is the own entity. So if we are ignorant about that, then we use some object to concentrate on, be it a statue or bell, a vajra, or any object, flower, whatever suits you. You just have to use the object to concentrate on. Means to put the mind on and try not to be sort of moved from that object, and leave it there for as long as possible. But I don't think you can leave this thing for that long, and better not to, actually. Recommended not to. It may be just a half a minute will do, and then rest. Again, you have to do it. You have to keep your mind concentrated on that particular object that you have chosen. So this sort of things you have to do it again and again and again. And object can be changed to anything into anything, whatever it is it suits you. So you can just change flower to another flower, or to another object like a table, or then the statue, or a stupa, or tree, or something that suits you. Something that will not very distract you, is not very destructive to you. So that is the thing that you have to understand. So this is what you have to do after certain types of practice done. Then you need to do this concentrational mind. So this is very much needed to be done. Why? Because we are very difficult to concentrate on. We are we have a very strong tendency to get lost, to sort of to forget what we are doing and what is the path of the practice. Even though we are very happy to do it, but the diligent is there, but then even if the diligent is there, it often breaks the momentum. It breaks the continuation. It often get lost. Then you become like a lay people, even though you are not. But then you become lay people, like you forget. So then as soon as you forget yourself, the maras are ready to come in. They are very, very, very prepared, but the wisdoms are not prepared. Wisdoms are very paralyzed. They are very lazy. They have no support. Wisdoms they have no support. They are very poor. And then the opposite team, the gangsters are very, very active. The gangsters are very active. They are 100% well prepared, and they are waiting there. And the minute you lost your concentration, the maras spontaneously, almost simultaneously, they will come and they will conquer you. That's the thing. They will occupy you. They will conquer you. They will be very friendly with you. They will take over anyway. They will take over. And then you wouldn't even know that the maras are entered in your system. You wouldn't know. Oh, that's a normal. That's a normal. Yes, of course it's a normal, because you have been with a Mara since beginningless of the time. So you feel that is very much normal than the meditation time. Meditative mind is very abnormal for us. Because, we have never been meditating. Since beginningless of the time till today, we are not used to it. So of course, the meditative state of mind is very abnormal. The minute you go out of the meditation, you go out of the concentration, then normality comes. You think, wow, now I'm getting normal. Now I'm normal. So of course for example, we talk and we are with the people, society. People who are not meditating and we are going somewhere, talking, chit-chatting and all, they are very normal. Seems to be normal, no? They're very normal. But people who are meditating, they say, I'm normal. Wow, he's not talking. He's not doing, he's not looking, he's just doing that. Wow, he's abnormal. cuckoo, maybe, something is wrong. It's abnormal. Why? Because we have never been doing that. So it's abnormal. So it's the same thing with us. With us when we, as I said yesterday, when we turn the camera inwardly, then we check ourselves. Okay. Oh, now I'm abnormal. That means a meditative state of mind. But then the minute you go away from the meditation, then you are normal. That means the Maras are in and shaking hand and negotiating with you. And it's very good. Maras are always there. You feel very happy, very comfortable. That is the reason why the Buddha Dharma actually is a very challenging. Because the challenge is that, that you have to really switch off, your life system into another step of the rhythm. So that is a little bit of challenging. Even though it is very simple. I think it is a very simple, but it's a very challenging. Because you have to change your colleagues, It's like, the changing your office, changing your job. You have to go to another bank. You have to go to another company to work. So of course it is like a little bit of turbulence. Because you have to get used to with another boss, another colleague, another, another building, another system. So it's a little bit of turbulence. So similarly, that if you go to if you practice Dharma and the concentrational mind and meditation, etc., it's a little bit of turbulence because you have to change entirely the colleagues. Because until now, you have been, dealing with your Mara colleagues. So now you're going to deal with the wisdom colleagues. Whether they are there or whether they are there or not, I don't know. But you have to find out, and then you have to get used to it. So it's a little bit of abnormal for the first timer. But of course, that doesn't mean that it's going to be abnormal for the rest of the life. Never. But you have to really sort of go through this kind of challenging period. And that is the challenging, and that is definitely needs to be done, and it's difficult. It's a little bit of difficult. Simple, but difficult. Same as changing your job. The best is you don't want to change job. But you have to change because you want to improve yourself. You have to improve your lifestyle. So you have to change the job and change your company, change your boss. And the turbulences are expected. So concentrational mind is the one thing that you have to watch out, whether you have that or not. If you don't have, again, some people may have that implanted, inbuilt already. So maybe it's okay, because maybe this person is very lucky that he has been doing practices in previous life. So maybe he does not really need this particular practice, concentrational mind, need to be done in this life again. So maybe he has a great deal of concentrational mind. So that is okay. Get good luck. So no problem. So there's a thing. So then you can go to practice. Then main GuruYoga can be sort of like directly practiced. After having these three qualities. 1, devotion. 2, the first is devotion. Second is the compassion. Compassion. And then the third is the diligent, and the fourth is the concentrational mind. So these 4 qualities, I would say. Sometimes they say 3 quality. But anyway, it doesn't matter. 3 or 4 qualities you have. Then you don't have to put a lot of effort to put yourself into the GuruYoga practice, but you will definitely be realizing that you are already in the GuruYoga practice. You will be realizing it. You don't know which date you are entered into GuruYoga practice or which one. You don't. The date is no longer important. Day is no longer important. When and why and how, There's no law. You will realize all of a sudden, oh, I have been doing Guru Yoga practice. I have been doing this. I didn't notice, but then of course, I have been doing Guru Yoga practice. How come? So it's like a very simultaneously or spontaneously there already. So you will be just like a wake up. It's like a wake up. It's not something that you create. You purposely you create something, but just you wake up and notice that you have been doing the Guru Yoga practice. Everything is Guru Yoga practice. In fact, you will realize that one day. Everything is Guru Yoga practice. Chanting is Guru Yoga practice. Mantra is Guru Yoga practice. Sutra is Guru Yoga practice. Circumambulating is Guru Yoga practice. Retreat is Guru Yoga practice. And doing some humanitarian work for the sake of all sentient beings are Guru Yoga practice, And eventually you may feel that, all the movements are the Guru Yoga practice. No movements that are not registered as a Guru Yoga practice. So this is, you will find out. That is comes right after that, And no big fuss. As long as you have a big fuss, the notion of kicking big fuss out of it, that means you are not getting in. You're not getting anywhere. That is the kind of nature of the Buddhist practice, especially Guru Yoga practice. Does not really have to kick a big fuss out of it. If you have a notion of kicking big fuss out of that, you are not getting it. You have to go back and practice all these external qualifying path. You have to watch out your understanding, develop your understanding, develop this, develop that. What I talked about, the compassion, etc., etc. All these things has to be done, because Guru Yoga will never come, will not come, is not coming anyway, because you have a notion of kicking big fuss out of it. As I said yesterday, the Guru, when you talk about the Guru, also you don't kick a big fuss out of Guru. Being an educated person, being a very high Rinpoche, very high master, most venerable, and all these things. You don't kick big fuss out of it, Guru is Guru. Universe, it's just the universe. Where we are is Guru. Where we live is Guru. No kicking big fuss out of it. And as long as you have a sense of kicking big fuss out of Guru, we're not talking about the Guru Yoga, but just kicking out of Guru is an indication that you are not really doing Guru Yoga. You're not really into it. You're not really in yet. So in order to do that, in order to have that sort of a genuine vision of Guru, then you have to go through all these things. Again, back what I said before, that compassion, first of understanding, and then the compassion, then the diligent, and all these qualities needs to be polished. Maybe you have gained all these qualities a little bit, but it has to be polished. It's like a shoes, that the shoes are there, but shoes needs to be polished. So then it's good. If not, it's very dusty, it's very dirty looking, but it needs to be polished, and then it will be very good, It'll be good. Even not only shoes, but the English also, those old days in the British schools. They have a polishing school, they have a polishing session. They call it polishing session. Means they have to now, after finishing university and everything, now the final one, then they polishing session. Then they will teach you how to talk Oxford English, and how to behave English way of living, and nicely, correctly, perfect. Everything is perfect. They will polish you. So the polishing is very important anyway. So therefore, like what the similarly that the compassion, devotion, and all these things. All these things you have developed relatively good, but it's not yet perfect. So it needs to be polished. So it needs to be polished, and it's really needs to be done nicely. So then you come back and then you check, and then you may notice that you are okay. So that's the kind of thing that you have to do. This is the practice. So a main practice of Guru Yoga, again, we can talk about it tomorrow and the rest of the day. And obviously, I have not been talking about the Singitsewa a lot. Why? Because Singitsewa is even more complicated than what I said right now, and it's more complicated, very deep and down, and it's really boring. Even boring for me to talk about it. So therefore, it's I am not really. I'm trying to skip as much as possible. To talk about the Singitsewa that much, and because it doesn't really mean anything, it doesn't make any sense, and also it's not only doesn't make any sense, but it maybe is not allowed to even talk about Singitsewa a lot. For those people like who has not yet done even Ngondro one, single Ngondro, so it's I think a little bit of doubtful that there. Whether or not I should give even Singitsewa's explanation, and so therefore I'm just trying myself best to skip it. That's the thing. What is happening? You guys may be thinking that what this guy is talking about. This Singitsewa is very important, But what is Singe? What is Tsewa? I don't know. I don't know also. So it's a very difficult. I don't know how to put it in the human language, That's the reason, It's a it definitely is horrifying to think about, how to really put it into a human language. It's very difficult. One needs to be a little daring also to do that. Anyway, this is for the time being. I think for today, it's enough. I think. Then we dedicate, and most important is, of course, I always say, as I always say, that you came to the retreat. Of course, most of you are my student already, and His Eminence Kamtu Rinpoche's student. All these you have already sort of initiated already, but some of you are maybe new, very new, and doesn't matter whether you are new or old. It doesn't matter, but most important is you are here. You have to understand that you are here to search for one's own nature. That is the very important thing. You're not searching for anything, but you are searching for one's own nature. Your own nature. That's the thing. Your own Buddha nature. We call it Buddha nature. Your own quality that is already given. The beginning lists of the time till today, we have that. You don't get from Amitabha. You don't get from anywhere. You don't get this from anywhere. It has been there. When you are in Vietnam, already, when you are in Vietnam, when you were not knowing anything about the Buddhism, you are already perfect, actually. You have a primordial Buddha within yourself. And therefore you don't have to get anything from here. But from here, what you have to get is that you have to get the way how to search your nature. Where is your nature? That is the way, the guideline. So, as I said before, you are searching for inner guru. External guru you have found, but the inner guru now, you are searching for inner guru, the guideline, the path, the practice. You are searching for that. You're not searching for the Buddha. You are not searching for the guru. You are searching for inner guru, inner line. So that is the thing. You have to understand that therefore you just have to relax yourself and then listen to the teaching. If you don't get to relax yourself, you will not know how to listen to the teaching. Even though you listen, you don't know how to really dissolve, how how to really achieve. It will not come to you. It will not sort of like get in to your system. It'll get into from here, then go there, go from there. It's just like it'll go, and then you will not remember anything. You will not be able to digest anything. It just goes, like a sitting in a concert. You're just sitting in the concert and enjoying the music, and then that's it. You go. That's it. There's not much of things that is happening. But the teaching is not like a sitting, not like a concert. It needs to be digest. So in order to digest, you need to relax, rest, and relax. Then listen. Then you'll get to digest a little bit. Overall, what we really have to do in our life is that we really have to change or transform ourselves. No matter what you do, we have to transform ourselves into better lifestyle, compassionate lifestyle, more understanding lifestyle. That is very important. So that is what we are hoping that we can achieve in this retreat. Kome densa embe ne tautu ritun timje jin toba changshin malam dev gyube suga simbara kiwa kundu yanda lama sada lamji yandin dojo deshe tembe temba chongi Nembe da do be ding shadow charge anyin je nambe wa yang be ge kam tham je kan jo dom sum nye me wo ta ta do Tesa gombe tesa beji tenzin be mozo nyagam tam je kanjoji nyedang ko de cholo namba Pandan de je je Gyal kam tham je kan je she dem ba choge Yemben do da do pe ten ten she do chao je yin je nam be yang be ge kam tam je gang yu ji do ma sam me wo ta ta lo ji Tesa gombe Tenzin me zo ji yang be gyal kam tam je kan yo nye dang ku de cholo nama Pandan de je Changoro sarba sarbe pa ya Yambe gyaka Deshe tembe tembang choge Nyembe do da do be ten ten ye Shen zhi shar ye Dom samani wadandando tesangom betena yang begakam Nedang kode chulo nama Pandang de rin jen je Chen koro sarbe palya Yang begel kam tam je kam jo